Imagine arriving at a postcard-perfect city, camera in hand, only to feel like you've overstayed your welcome before you've even checked in. In 2025, some of the world's most famous cities are quietly, or not so quietly, telling tourists, thanks, but no thanks. Today, we're revealing 10 cities around the world that are pushing back against the flood of visitors. Some are restricting numbers, others are rethinking tourism altogether. Let's uncover these secret cities that don't want tourists in 2025 and why they're taking a stand. 1. Venice, Italy, sinking under the weight of visitors. Venice has long been a symbol of romance and timeless beauty, but in 2025, it's also become a symbol of over-tourism. The city has introduced a daily entry fee for day trippers, a move designed to limit the millions who arrive each year. Locals are fed up with the crush of visitors, and the fragile lagoon can't take much more. Venice's canals may still sparkle, but the message is clear. It's time for a breather. 2. Amsterdam, Netherlands, cracking down on party tourism. Amsterdam's red light district, canals, and liberal attitude have long attracted hordes of partygoers. But in 2025, the city is determined to reclaim its soul. New laws restrict large groups, Airbnb rentals are capped, and even the cannabis coffee shops face tighter regulations. Locals want their city back, and they're not shy about it. 3. Hallstatt, Austria. Picture perfect, but overrun. This tiny alpine village of pastel houses and serene lakeside views became insta-famous in the 2010s. In 2025, though, Hallstatt is making it harder for tour buses to roll in. Traffic restrictions and limited parking are just the start. Residents are pushing back, and Hallstatt is turning inward, not to be unfriendly, but to preserve the magic that drew people here in the first place. 4. Dubrovnik, Croatia, a medieval city at a breaking point. Dubrovnik's medieval walls and Game of Thrones fame have made it a top destination, but locals say it's become unbearable. In 2025, new caps on cruise ship arrivals and limits on visitors to the Old Town are in place. Dubrovnik's ancient stones can't handle the endless footfall, and the city is making sure you know it. 5. Barcelona, Spain. Enough is enough. Barcelona's vibrant neighborhoods, whimsical Gaudi architecture, and sun-soaked Mediterranean atmosphere have long captivated visitors from around the world. From the buzzing streets of El Raval to the iconic spires of the Sagrada Familia, the city offers an irresistible blend of culture, cuisine, and coastal charm. For years, tourism has played a vital role in the city's economy, but by 2025, the mood among locals has shifted dramatically. The city's message is now unmistakable. Mass tourism must be brought under control. Soaring rents, overcrowded public spaces, and the hollowing out of once thriving local communities have all fueled public frustration. Residents have watched their neighborhoods transform into tourist playgrounds, and many feel that the soul of Barcelona is being lost. In response, city officials are rolling out strict new regulations, including a major crackdown on short-term rentals like Airbnb, and proposals to freeze or even eliminate new hotel licenses altogether. With these bold moves, Barcelona is trying to strike a delicate balance, preserving its rich cultural heritage and quality of life for residents, while still welcoming responsible travelers. For many who call the city home, the sentiment couldn't be clearer. Enough is enough. 6. Kyoto, Japan. Tradition. Under siege, Kyoto is a city steeped in history, known for its serene temples, graceful geisha districts, and seasonal cherry blossoms that paint the landscape each spring. It has long stood as a symbol of traditional Japanese culture, drawing millions of visitors each year in search of quiet beauty and spiritual connection. But in 2025, Kyoto is facing a different kind of challenge: the overwhelming strain of over-tourism. In neighborhoods like Gion, where Geiko and Maiko still walk cobblestone streets as they have for centuries, signs now ask tourists not to enter private alleys or photograph locals without permission. Once peaceful temple grounds are now experimenting with daily visitor caps and reservation systems to reduce wear on historic structures and preserve the sanctity of religious spaces. Locals have expressed growing frustration over the noise, litter, and crowds that disrupt daily life, and diminish the authenticity of once quiet traditions. As Kyoto works to protect its cultural heritage, officials and residents alike are calling for a shift in mindset, from passive sightseeing to respectful engagement. The city is sending a clear message. Kyoto's ancient culture cannot survive if it becomes just another backdrop for Instagram photos. To truly appreciate what Kyoto offers, visitors must tread lightly and mindfully. 7. Santorini, Greece. Limiting the view. Santorini's whitewashed houses perched on volcanic cliffs, overlooking the deep blue Aegean Sea, have become one of the most recognizable and photographed destinations in the world. Its sunsets, cascading bougainvillea, and breathtaking caldera views draw millions of travelers each year. But in 2025, the island's natural beauty is under serious strain, prompting local authorities to take decisive action. The main culprit? A relentless surge of cruise ship arrivals. Thousands of passengers can pour into the tiny island in a single day, overwhelming narrow streets, clogging transportation, and placing unsustainable pressure on local water supplies and waste management systems. To safeguard Santorini's fragile ecosystem and quality of life for residents, new daily limits are being imposed on cruise ship visitors. Tourism is still welcome, but it comes with new responsibilities. Travelers are being urged to plan ahead, book shore excursions in advance, and approach their visit with a more mindful attitude. Santorini is more than a postcard. It's a living island with real challenges. The goal is to ensure that its iconic beauty can be enjoyed not just today, but for generations to come. If you're coming to Santorini, expect to slow down, tread lightly, and share the views with a little more care. 8. Machu Picchu, Peru, protecting the sacred. While not classified as a city, Machu Picchu continues to stand as one of the most iconic, mysterious, and heavily visited archaeological sites on the planet. Nestled high in the cloud-kissed Andes Mountains of Peru, this ancient Incan citadel is a marvel of both natural beauty and human ingenuity. Surrounded by lush green slopes and steep cliffs, and often veiled in ethereal mist, it evokes a sense of awe and timeless wonder. For decades, Machu Picchu has drawn travelers, historians, and spiritual seekers alike. Fascinated by its precise stonework, its unknown original purpose, and the deep spiritual energy said to radiate from the land itself. Yet in 2025, a decisive shift is taking place. Peru is making it undeniably clear that the preservation of this UNESCO World Heritage treasure must now take precedence over the ever-growing wave of mass tourism. After years of growing concern over damage caused by constant foot traffic, natural erosion, and ballooning visitor numbers, the site has started to show real signs of wear and vulnerability. Crumbling stone pathways, stressed vegetation, and altered drainage patterns have all prompted alarm from conservation experts. In response, the Peruvian government has rolled out a set of rigorous new regulations designed to curb the negative impact while maintaining access in a more controlled, sustainable way. These measures include significantly reduced daily entry quotas, timed entry windows that limit how long tourists can remain inside the citadel, and mandatory advance reservations that often fill up weeks, if not months ahead. Visitors are now required to follow clearly marked routes, often accompanied by licensed guides, in order to ensure that their presence does not disturb either the ruins or the surrounding ecosystem. The message is clear and uncompromising. If you wish to experience the magic of Machu Picchu, you must now do so on its terms, not your own. This isn't about shutting doors. It's about opening a new way of travel that's more respectful, reflective, and in tune with the cultural and environmental heartbeat of the site. Far from discouraging tourism, these changes invite a more meaningful kind of encounter, one that favors depth over speed and reverence over convenience. Taking the time to move slowly, to listen to the wind rustling through the terraces, and to feel the silent weight of history beneath your feet can lead to a much richer, more lasting impression. In the end, this evolution in how we visit Machu Picchu isn't just about protecting the past. It's about ensuring that future generations can feel its power, mystery, and majesty just as profoundly as we do today. 9. Reykjavik, Iceland, the hidden strain. Iceland's tiny but vibrant capital, Reykjavik, has long served as the gateway to the island's otherworldly natural wonders. Towering glaciers, thundering waterfalls, bubbling geothermal springs, and lava-spewing volcanoes. For many travelers, it is the first glimpse of Iceland's dramatic beauty, and its charm is undeniable. With its colorful rooftops, compact harbor, and quirky art installations, Reykjavik offers a unique blend of small-town intimacy and cultural sophistication. Once a quiet and relatively overlooked Nordic outpost, the city has, in recent years, transformed into a bustling hub of international activity. Throngs of tourists now wander its streets year-round, drawn not just by Iceland's landscapes, but by Reykjavik's cozy cafes, geothermal pools, thriving music scene, and growing culinary reputation. However, in 2025, the city is confronting a challenge that's become all too familiar in global tourist hotspots: how to balance economic opportunity with quality of life. The rapid rise in tourism has placed mounting pressure on the city's modest infrastructure, much of which was never intended to accommodate this level of constant international traffic. Public transportation, waste systems, and housing availability have all come under strain. One of the most pressing issues has been the explosive growth of short-term vacation rentals, especially through platforms like Airbnb, which has reshaped Reykjavik's housing market in ways that have deeply affected local residents. Rental prices have surged, long-term housing stock has diminished, and many locals, particularly younger Icelanders and low-income families, have been priced out of the very neighborhoods they once called home. Historic districts once known for their strong sense of community now face the risk of becoming hollowed-out shells, populated more by suitcases than by strollers. In response, Reykjavik's city government has begun taking decisive action. New regulations introduced in 2025 limit the number of days a property can be rented short-term, restrict the total number of active listings, and require hosts to register and comply with safety and zoning standards. In addition, city planners are working to incentivize long-term rentals and affordable housing developments to reclaim balance in the local market. These rules form part of a broader sustainability strategy that extends beyond housing, touching on environmental protection, infrastructure investment, and the cultural integrity of the city itself. Reykjavik is not closing its doors to the world. Far from it. Tourism remains a vital engine of Iceland's economy, supporting jobs, small businesses, and rural communities beyond the capital. But the city is sending a firm and thoughtful message. Guests are welcome, but not at the expense of the people who live here. Reykjavik is drawing a line not to exclude, but to preserve, to ensure that its cobblestone streets, waterfront walkways, and neighborhood cafes continue to serve both locals and visitors alike. The goal is a tourism model rooted in respect and long-term vision, one where culture isn't commodified, communities aren't displaced, and the rhythms of everyday Icelandic life remain intact. In 2025, the stance is clear. The warmth of Reykjavik will always greet travelers, but the city's sustainability must come first. 10. Bhutan, a kingdom of caution. Bhutan may not be a city, but this Himalayan kingdom offers one of the most unique and exclusive travel experiences on Earth. With its dramatic mountain landscapes, fortress-like dzongs, and deep-rooted Buddhist traditions, Bhutan feels like a world apart, by design. In 2025, the country continues to uphold its strict tourism policy, anchored by a high daily visitor fee known as the Sustainable Development Fee, SDF. Far from a deterrent, this policy reflects Bhutan's unwavering commitment to high-value, low-impact tourism. Unlike destinations that chase mass tourism, Bhutan prioritizes cultural preservation, environmental protection, and the well-being of its citizens. The high daily fee helps fund education, healthcare, and infrastructure, ensuring that tourism directly benefits the country rather than overwhelming it. Visitor numbers remain tightly controlled, and independent travel is largely restricted. Most travelers must book through licensed tour operators, following curated itineraries that minimize disruption to local life. Bhutan doesn't cater to Instagram culture or quick bucket list stops. It asks visitors to slow down, engage meaningfully, and respect the values that shape daily life in the kingdom. If you're lucky enough to enter this rare and carefully protected corner of the world, remember, it's not just another destination, It's a privilege, and one that comes with responsibility. The bigger picture. Why are cities saying no? These cities aren't rejecting travelers outright. They're reclaiming control. From crumbling infrastructure to frustrated locals, the impact of too many tourists has become impossible to ignore. In 2025, responsible travel means understanding that some places need a break. So before you book that flight, ask yourself, am I a visitor or just another face in the crowd? Which of these cities surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're planning a trip, be mindful of the message these cities are sending. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for our next video. We're exploring the hidden gems that actually want you to visit in 2025. Thanks for watching, and travel smart.